Hello everybody and welcome back again to Let's Play Fallout 3, where we have arrived at the mall. Quite the impressive place, and I'm sure there's a lot of stuff to explore here. But first maybe we will finish what we came here for, and that is getting that satellite dish from the Museum of Technology. So yeah, let's just go inside, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be enemies inside. It's not going to be that easy, so let's be careful. And yep, I can already see my first enemy, and it looks like another super mutant. I guess the super mutant party will continue. Alright. And now I will try to finish you off manually. Okay, we already have the next one coming my way. Let's go for the head. There we go. I should find ways to increase my critical chances, because that is super helpful. Okay, looks safe for the time being. Oh yeah, I forgot that I picked up that power armor, and that is filling up all my inventory space. So at some point I will probably drop it after all, because it's just so heavy. Well, I can combine a few stuff here. I mean, it's not even that valuable because it's almost broken, so maybe I'm going to drop it after all. It's not worth it. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? I see a terminal over there that is still in use, so I'll check that out in a second. Okay, nothing of this looks too interesting. Who made this? I mean, clearly this is not a random constellation. Huh, fascinating. But yeah, let's have a look at this terminal over here. Museum information. Well, apparently we have quite a bit of information here. Exhibit guide. Transportation exhibits, robotics exhibits, flight and spaceflight exhibits. Sure, let's have a look at all of it. The Museum of Technology is proud to present a journey through the history of ground transportation. Take a step back in time and see the original steam-powered car and the development of the internal combustion engine. Experience the rise of micro-sized nuclear power and walk through our two-story mock fusion engine to see what happens firsthand when you turn the key. Exhibit sponsored by Chrysler Corporation. Not Chrysler, Chrysler. And robotics. The Museum of Technology is proud to be home of some of the original prototypes in the Mr. Handy, Mr. Gutsy and Protectron robotics lines. See the development of these metallic assistants and how they've made our lives easier. Play our artificial intelligence game, where you will program a robot and watch it obey your commands in real time. After seeing what makes them tick, you'll never look at your robot the same way again. Exhibit sponsored by Robco and General Atomics International. I mean, Robco is a company I remember from the other game. General Atomics might be a pun on General Electrics. Flight exhibits. Take to the skies and soar above the clouds as you view our aircraft exhibits throughout the Museum of Technology. The original Wright brothers flyer, I mean, that's a real thing, right? The vintage World War II P-51 Mustang and several other aircrafts can be found hanging about the museum. Also be sure and visit our flight experience gallery, where you can take a simulated airline flight on board a full-size jetliner, or step into the hair-raising white-knuckle world of air traffic control in our Tower of Terror exhibit, sponsored by Lockheed Industries. Okay, I get it, instead of Lockheed. I'm kinda intrigued by the air control simulation though. That is certainly special. And spaceflight. Countdown to excitement as you take to the stars in our brand new spaceflight gallery. Marvel at man's ingenuity as you view an exact replica of the Virgo 2 moonlander. I mean, that's what I'm looking for, right? That participated in the first manned moon landing. I mean, this is not the name the first manned moon landing had in our timeline. So this is after these two universes separated apparently, when the timeline split or something. Because some parts of this history seems to be in line with our history, but others are not. Dabble with forces beyond your comprehension. I mean, that's apparently what a lot of scientists in this world do. In our working G-force simulator, write or take to the stars in the Copernicus Planetarium, exhibit sponsored by the United States Space Administration. Alright, that's all of the exhibit guides, but we also have special events. Vault-Tech's Vault of Tomorrow. Thanks to a generous grant from the Vault-Tech Corporation, the Vault Tour is open to the public. Walk through a section of actual Vault and observe all of the modern conveniences Vault-Tech has added to its now legendary nuclear fallout shelters. Interact with the exhibits within the vault and see just how life within one of these subterranean marvels is as comfortable as living at home. Time tickets for the tour are now available at the information desk in the main atrium. Yeah, I think I'll pass on this one. Mara has seen enough Vault for her lifetime, I'm sure. West Tech Power Armor Demo. West Tech, the world's leading arms manufacturer, demonstrates the T-51B power armor suit in our Darwin Theater. Get a first-hand look at how the armor is designed to defeat any type of adversary with an actual live combat simulation using robotic targets. Time tickets are available at the information desk in the main atrium. Note that a liability waiver must be signed to attend this event. Must be very dangerous. So that's where the Brotherhood of Steel is getting their power armor from. It has already been developed before the war and they just took it and maybe improved it. Lecture Oppenheimer's Folly. Oppenheimer's Folly, a lecture by Professor R.J. Gumby. Gumby. This lecture explores the very real possibility that nuclear war may not be as far off as we think, and the effects it will have on the future of our planet. By illustrating past uses of smaller-scale atomic weapons, Professor Gumby will shock you, frighten you, and make you wish you could just duck and cover to survive a real nuclear attack. Tickets are now available for this lecture series at the information desk in the main atrium. I mean, he's not wrong, but what a weird way to advertise this lecture. Alright, that's it, and we got the tickets, planetarium tickets. Copernicus Planetarium schedule is subject to change without notice. Please inquire at the information desk for tickets and ticket prices. The Long Road to Mars. take a simulated flight through the stars from our Earth to the Red Planet. Journey beyond the universe. What lies beyond our universe? Take a theoretical journey farther than anyone's gone before. It's interesting that they have one for Mars, and then the next one is beyond the universe. I mean, there's a lot of stuff between Mars and the end of the universe, right? We're all just stardust. This program asks the simple but thought-provoking question, where did we come from? Zany Planet Show. Join Captain Space Galaxy as he travels the solar system and visits each of the worlds within it, recommended for kids 4 to 10 years old. And Gigantomax tickets. Gigantomax theater schedule is subject to change without notice. Please inquire at the information desk for tickets and ticket prices. Yikes! Cover in fear as all sorts of gigantic vehicles drive at the viewer and give you a bug's eye view of oncoming traffic. Well, that is certainly something. Roller coaster. Strap yourself in for the ride of your life, all from the safety of our 300-seat Gigantomax theater. Ride 10 of the world's most notorious roller coasters from the front seat. Sickness bags not included. Colonoscopy. Using our special Gigantomax technology, you'll marvel at the details on our 3-story screen as you take a real-time voyage into a very familiar part of the human anatomy. So is this like just a very giant cinema, or is it maybe like 3D technology where you have to wear these, you know, 2-colored glasses? Something like that, probably. And what is this? Ooh. Hey there, Jigs. I finally found a good place to ditch your share of the loot. It was hell getting here, but I made it. I left the usual breadcrumbs all over some of the info terminals in this place. Their computer security was a joke. Complete the sequence and you're home free. But make any mistakes and the system will lock you out. We'll meet up in the usual spot later. Good luck, Prime. Huh. It's a treasure hunt. The usual breadcrumbs. I mean, what could that be? Some sort of sequence. I don't know. Is this like part of the sequence? Probably not. It's just the number of the clue or whatever. Interesting. So I have to look for more terminals, I guess. And maybe then it will make sense to me. But yeah, that's all I can read. There's something very uncanny about these descriptions, because I don't know, there's like this weird mix between, on the one hand, you have this seemingly honest interest and desire to teach about science and technology with, you know, some almost naive enthusiasm. But then this naive enthusiasm also kind of bleeds over into a very oddly chipper kind of doomerism, you know. Ooh, what would happen if suddenly atomic bombs fell on us? And take a look at our fallout shelters and how great they are. And yeah, it's all kind of cloaked in this language of advertisement. So it's a weird place. It's a weird place. Anyway, can I have a look at that note? Maybe the note... Okay, the note is basically just the note I just read. So I just have to look for more terminals and maybe it'll make sense to me. Also, we already have one of these ancient flying machines here. Yep, a very early version of a plane. Delta 9 exhibit, planetarium, Virgo 2 exhibit, vault tour. Yeah, I mean the Virgo 2 thing, that's where I need to go, right? I mean it doesn't say, but I seem to remember that Virgo 2 was mentioned before. So maybe let's start by looking around the lower floor before we go higher into the next area of this place. Okay, this is stairs, so this may lead up. And okay, this is just the usual bathroom stalls that we basically find everywhere. I'll take the scrap metal. And more of them. Anything else I can reach from here without going upstairs? Well, first of all, it looks like we have another computer or terminal over here. So I would like to have a look at that as well. Activate Robco Stealth Boy description. This is the Robco Stealth Boy Model 3001 personal stealth device. Developed by Robert Mayflower, the Stealth Boy generates a modulating field that transmits the reflected light from one side of an object to the other, making the bearer almost invisible to the untrained eye. Makes perfect sense to me. I will take it. No one has tried to take it so far, apparently. Activate Research Leads Terminal. Oh well, that's a bunch of log entries. But sure, let's have a look. I mean, all of them are from the 2070s, so let's maybe start with the oldest one, which would be that one. Can someone please fix the planetarium projection system? The automated system that was just installed is prone to malfunction at least once a week. We've had to interrupt the programming more times than I care to remember and end up taking over manually. I suggest we remove the system and bring back the human element so the audience will feel more engaged. Alright. I'd like to lodge a formal complaint regarding the firearms exhibition that's planned for temporary display in the atrium. With the world tensions the way they are right now, I feel it's highly inappropriate to glorify these killing devices by promoting them as a tourist attraction. If this is some sort of patriotic gesture, then it is entirely lost upon me, and I urge you to rethink this decision. B. Bell, Research Lead. This is just a quick rundown of acquisitions we have been awarded for 2078. If any of these interest you, please stop by and see me so we can discuss it or submit a standard research request before the cutoff date. All submissions must be made by October the 2nd, 2077, so now it's the time to get them in. Supersonic airliner. Zach's computer prototype. Original Model T-45D power armor suit. A laser pistol prototype. Okay, but apparently you do not have any problem researching weapons technology, huh? Our new addition to the spaceflight gallery, the Virgo 2 lunar lander, is now open to the general public and ready for viewing. I want to extend a hearty thank you and job well done to the entire research and restoration team for pulling that pile of junk out of mothballs and putting it in such fine shape. Many sleepless nights were spent on this project, and as a small token of our thanks, you will find a substantial bonus in your next paycheck. Give each other a pat on the back, you've earned it. B. Bell, Research Lead. Okay, so clearly that Virgo 2 thing is here. The virus that has been plaguing our archetype model FF06 mainframe due to an unknown attack has finally been localized by our research team and identified. After a complete cleanup of the mainframe's core, I am happy to announce that the infection has been removed. The soul of this machine has improved. Huh. Okay, it's all interesting, although I'm not sure if any of the information is like vital to my current task, or if it's just like some added bonuses. Okay, so I should really check out all of these descriptions because I can actually read them. Perhaps the most well-recognized weapon in the modern US military arsenal, the M199 earned its nickname the Backtalker from the unusual report the firing mechanism makes as it ejects a spent shell. Firing standard 5.56mm rounds, the M199 is still the official infantry weapon of the US Army. On loan from the International Ordnance Museums, these cases display the various types of weapons and ammunitions used by the military in past conflicts all over the globe. Okay, so apparently that showcase of weapons technology in the atrium did happen, and it's still here. X-277 Viper magnetic rail cannon. This is the only known prototype of the X-277 Viper magnetic rail cannon developed for the US military by West Tech. Also commonly referred to as a railgun, the weapon uses energy cells to propel a depleted uranium round across a series of magnets, discharging it at extremely high velocity. Deemed too costly to produce on a mass scale, the project was abandoned in 2044. On loan from the International Ordnance Museum, these cases display the various... Okay, this is just the same blurb again. Don't need to read it again. Well, it seems that all the weapons that were on display have been looted before, except for the Stealth Boy. The Type 1861 Springfield rifle musket was a standard weapon for the infantry soldier in the American Civil War. It was a muzzle-loaded weapon which fired a .58 caliber mini ball using percussion caps instead of the traditional flintlock. Almost 1 million of these weapons were manufactured for the soldiers during the war. And again, the same info. I mean, this is probably a real weapon, since the Civil War is probably still in the timeline that is shared between the Fallout universe and this universe. So now the question is, where do I want to go? Do we take the stairs over here? Or... I'm not sure why I'm picking up the mutilated organs, to be honest. I think I will actually take the stairs here, because I guess the sign which points in this direction is trying to tell me to go up the stairs here. So let's just take them up on that offer. USS Ean Atal Flag. This flag was recovered from the wreck of the USS Ean Atal, a US Navy missile cruiser sunk off the coast of Alaska in 2066 with all hands lost. The cutting-edge vessel's loss was due to a nuclear torpedo strike from the US Navy submarine, the USS Interference, during the Anchorage campaign. The submarine mistook the cruiser for an enemy vessel during radio silence and sunk it before obtaining visual confirmation. Maybe not a good idea in general. This ranks as one of the most tragic disasters in US naval history since World War II. Okay. I mean, I kind of remember that in the Fallout lore, the United States kind of annexed Canada. So I guess that's when this happened. So they probably thought it was a Canadian vessel. Because why would you fire on another ship without visual confirmation if it's not in a war, right? Anyway, let's keep going. Overlooked inventors. These portraits, created by the renowned contemporary artist Lincoln Myers, depict some of the more overlooked American inventors. From top to bottom, left to right: Richard G. Drew, adhesive tape; James Ritty, cash register; Carl C. McGee, parking meter; and Mary Anderson, windshield wiper. Again, these all may actually be real people, because this might still be in our shared timeline. Sadly, seems that the paintings have been lost. Okay, we have another terminal here. Okay, but I'm not seeing anything different, and there's no like special message here. So I'm guessing this one doesn't actually have any clues for me. Or I mean, where else would I even look for the breadcrumbs? Anyway, what do we got here? Vault Tour Atrium. Oh dear, yeah, it's a vault tour. Virgo to exhibit. And yep, I'm not going this way, so I may have to go through the vault tour after all. But first, let me check out what's going on in this corridor over here. At the very least, I still may find some interesting exhibits and descriptions. Hall of Today. Okay, another stealth boy. Description is the same, and yep, I can take the stealth boys. Okay, apparently we're not going to get into the Hall of Today because both ways inside have collapsed. Okay, so as far as I can tell, my only way forward here is through the vault tour. And I mean, there's still the other staircase we've seen earlier, but...
Vault Tech welcomes you to our new line of subterranean vaults featuring our patented SSS technology.
Well, I guess I will be taking the vault tour. Feels just like home, huh, Mara? We'll be there. Vault shelter. Okay, let's go.
SSS technology is Vault Tech's convergence of the three most important parts of apocalyptic endurance: safety, survivability, and sanitation.
Sadly, sanity wasn't part of the package, since a lot of these vaults were just meant to be some weird kind of social experiment, right? Ooh.
Sleep in quiet comfort, knowing that our impenetrable vault doors can withstand a direct hit by an atomic bomb with only a projected 2% failure rate.
I mean, they certainly survived, and quite a few of them, so good work on that account at least. Okay, nothing I can do here. Keep out, not part of tour. Then why is this even here? You didn't have to make this vault tour so realistic that it includes areas people are not supposed to go in. And it looks like I can't, like, jump over here and enter the restricted area anyway. But it doesn't look like there's anything inside. Just some computer I can't interact with. So let's just keep moving.
Being underground got you down? Smile! Our Simusun lighting mimics the feeling of being outside with only a fraction of the sunburn potential.
A fraction? But there is the potential to get sunburned in a vault. Well, I didn't know that. Also, what happened here? This doesn't fill me with confidence. Interactive button.
The living sections make use of our revolutionary floor suck auto cleaner system for those darned messy kids. Never sweep again.
Yep. Just like home, Mara, huh? Do you remember it fondly? Probably not. Ooh, is this a janitor? We have more interactive buttons.
Moms will love how our Culinator 3000 kitchen system makes cooking a breeze. I can smell the muffins baking now.
I mean, they certainly deliver a good sales pitch here. Beads dying on the surface of radioactive radiation.
Bored? Don't be. Step into our Entertainatron room and watch the latest holotapes, or perhaps listen to a symphony. Another Vault-Tec innovation.
Yep, I remember the goat test. And this does look like, I mean, maybe not a classroom, maybe just a small cinema. Alright.
Concerns about security? Our Eye on You cameras enable the Vault's leader to watch your every move. You'll never be alone again.
Yep, I mean, that is certainly something that happened. At least in Mara's vault, and probably in quite a few others as well. Okay, what do we got here? Evolutionize safety for an uncertain future.
Should the unlikely event arise that the planet is laid to waste, you'll feel happy knowing your family will be safe in a Vault-Tec vault.
Not quite as unlikely as you think, I'm afraid. Alright. I mean, this doesn't look like it's part of the tour. It's probably the end of the tour, and I just returned to the normal museum here. Yeah, we got some exhibits here again, so clearly we are now...
We hope you've enjoyed our tour today.
Okay,
if you have any further questions, please take a brochure from our helpful Vault-Tec guides.
Sure, give me one of your pamphlets. Okay, we have reached a new part of the museum. And I am on the right track. Apparently this will also lead me to the Virgo 2 exhibit. Oh, I see, I'm up here now. Okay, so I've bypassed this collapsed area and I'm looking over the atrium now. Alright, let's continue. Again, lots of this stuff is very broken. Ooh, what do we got here? A vertibird. This is a scaled model of a prototype military transport vehicle being developed by the US military. The XVB-02 vertibird is a VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing craft, with an extremely durable armored fuselage and can be armed with a variety of offensive weapons and defensive countermeasures. This is the most advanced aircraft of its kind ever developed, and the military hopes to press them into service by 2085. Huh. So they weren't really in use when the war started, but we've seen some of them in New Vegas, so clearly they are functional. A vertibird. Okay, so that's where I have to go, which means I should maybe check out this area first. Got more terminals here. Again, I'm not seeing any clues. Well, here we go. Number 2. Oh dear. Good luck. Huh. I mean, At the moment I don't really know what the sequence is supposed to be. So maybe I shouldn't blindly pick one of these, because the good luck makes me think that I'm supposed to enter the sequence now. So have I missed the breadcrumbs already? They were probably somewhere on these terminals, and I have to look at the descriptions again, and they're somewhere in the text. Well, maybe I'm going to... Oh, interesting. Yeah, this one is different. When I click on Exhibit Guide, we have numbers now. So maybe I have to check out the other terminals again and see if they have any more clues. Yeah, maybe I'm going to ignore this for the time being until I figured out what exactly I'm supposed to do here. And I probably have to look at the terminals again in greater detail. Yeah, let's check out this Delta 9 exhibit first before we go on to the Virgo 2 exhibit. Exhibit under construction. This exhibit is undergoing renovation and should return soon. Okay. Also, what is this doing here? Oh, now I can see enemies again. Sounds like super mutants. It is super mutants. Of course it is. Oh, well, the other one is coming from this direction. I almost didn't see you at all. Alright. You are dead. And let's deal with this guy as well. Okay, so we clearly have more of them in here. I should maybe take some stim packs before I move on. I think there's at least one more somewhere. Oh, you're down here. Okay. I need to get a better look at you before I can shoot you. And there we go. All right. Looking good. Let me quickly loot these corpses. Activate Delta 9 rocket. What happens if I do that? I mean, this is just an exhibit, right? So nothing drastic should happen. But maybe I do want to look at everything in this room first. The Delta 9 rocket was donated by the United States Space Administration and by a grant from the United States Department of Antiquities. Alright. So let's go all the way down here. Spacesuit. This is the actual USS deep space suit worn by Captain Carl Bell on May the 5th, 1961. Captain Bell is credited as being the first human in space on board the space capsule Valiant 7, but this has been constantly refuted by both the Soviet Union and China. Valiant 7's flight lasted for a total of 12 minutes and 7 seconds and is archived one full revolution around the Earth. As it achieved one full revolution around the Earth. Yeah, I mean, this is clearly diverging history compared to our history. And there's even more museum information. Yeah, I haven't even found all the numbers yet, apparently. So this is number 3. I mean, once I'm editing this video, I will maybe write down all these numbers and see if I can make heads and tails of it, because at the moment, I'm not entirely sure how this works. I mean, on the one hand, we have these numbered notes, and then we have, like, numbers inside some of the descriptions as well. So, this is kind of hard to figure out. Valiant 12 flag. This unusual flag was recovered from the surface of the moon by the very last manned flight to its surface in 2052. The flag is from the old Valiant 2 Virgo 3 lunar lander that touched down November 14th, 1969. Its remarkable condition can be attributed to its construction. The flag is actually made of space materials to withstand the harsh environment of space. I mean, I guess the space has extreme temperatures, but since it has no erosion and weather, it should preserve stuff pretty well, actually. Or so I would think. Okay, apparently this is also going to the Virgo 2 exhibit. Atrium Planetarium. Captain Carl Bell. This is the actual skeleton of Captain Carl Bell, who died on May the 5th, 1961, after his space capsule crash landed. Captain Bell is credited as being the first human in space on board the space capsule Defiant 7. Okay, the same stuff we have read before is constantly refuted by both Soviet Union and China. Defiant 7's flight lasted for a total of 12 minutes and 7 seconds as it achieved a full revolution around the Earth. Donated by Edwina Bell. So, the wife, I hope? So when exactly did he make his first flight? He didn't survive long after that, apparently. I think it may have even been the same day. Yep. He died when he landed after his successful flight. Which I guess makes it less than successful. Anyway, let's see what happens if I activate one of these terminals now. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, it looks like just more information. Delta 9 rocket information. Let's see. The Delta 9 rocket, commissioned by the USS in 2020, was the last of the manned rockets that sent our brave American astronauts to the moon. The Delta 9 was in use for almost 15 years before being converted for military use and having the crew and instruments section replaced with a nuclear warhead. The Delta 9 recorded over 77 successful launches, making it one of the most successful rockets in US history. The rocket, developed entirely by USSA scientists, was a single-stage vehicle with an ejectable crew section or satellite storage bay. The propulsion system was a nuclear electric derivative derived using a massive electrical jolt to start the nuclear reaction on launch. The crew section was protected from the radioactive chambers by way of massive titanium vanadium disc. The spacecraft had the capability to sustain 2 astronauts for up to 24 days maximum. The longest recorded spaceflight in a Delta 9 rocket was a 17-day Zeus 12 mission to the moon. I mean, this doesn't really feel all that safe. A nuclear space rocket. Show instrument section. Oh, even more information. Okay, this is just what I just read. Yes. Oh, I just switched on the light and... Okay, so I switched on the light somewhere. Show crew section. Show propulsion section. So I can basically highlight different parts of the rocket. I get it. And it says all I can do here? Yeah, I think that's all. I'm not even sure if that works anymore with the selective lighting. The question is, Do I want to go in this direction now or back to where I came from? Maybe let's have a quick look around the corner. Oh, well, this looks like it might be what I'm looking for. But first I will have to deal with this guy here. I mean, clearly this machine here looks like looks like some kind of lunar lander, right? Alright, let me take some cover for a moment and switch to a different weapon. There we go. Are we good? I think we're good, but I took a bit of a beating here. Oh hey, another Chinese assault rifle. I will always gladly take more of those. Let me have a look at this description. There we go, Virgo 2 lunar lander. On July the 16th, 1969, the Virgo 2 lunar lander, Valiant 11, became the very first manned space vehicle to touch down on the moon. The Valiant 11's crew consisted of Captain Richard Wade, Captain Mark Garris, and Captain Michael Hagen of the USS A. We salute these brave and noble men who took the very first steps on a planetary body other than our own. I mean, the timeline of space travel doesn't seem to be that different from our world in terms of, you know, the year, but the names are different. Also, we have another terminal over here. Okay, nothing special in this one apparently. So, so far I have found 3 terminals that have special notes on them. World War II fight medals. The medals in this case were typically awarded to American pilots in World War II, from left to right, top row to bottom: Medal of Honor, Distinguished Service Cross, Silver Star, Distinguished Flying Cross, Navy Cross, Air Medal, Bronze Star, and the Purple Heart. Yeah, these all sound familiar, so they are probably real. Anyway, I guess this over here is what I'm looking for. Yep, the communications dish. The communications dish on the Virgo 2 lunar lander appears to be easy to remove. Let's take it. This looks far too large for me to just carry around casually, but okay, I will take it. Okay, so we got what we came here for, but I think there might be more areas in the museum that I can explore. Like, I haven't been to the planetarium yet, so I will look around a bit more and maybe I can figure out what to do about these numbers on the terminals and how they are supposed to form a sequence. But for now, let's call it a day. As always, thank you for watching and see you again next time.